Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I'm packing up from our time in Palm Springs, and I've had this request over and over again. So I'm going to do a renewed Jonbenet reading, and I'm going to use Le Normand. Now, the first time I did a Jonbenet reading, I was quite new in the YouTube tarot reading space, and I actually did the conspiracy that is Katy Perry, Jonbenet. They really do look a lot alike. And the card said no, and then I did a little reading about, who killed Jonbenet. And I believe it came up, the brother and the mother were covering something up. I have since um, no, backed up away from that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying the cards were wrong. I'm not saying the reading was wrong. I think the brother and the mother know who did it. And they have kept that quiet. So I'm using the Lenormand this time. And a reason I'm using this Lenormand deck is because it has multiple people in it. So I'm going to use, of course, a gentleman will be the father. So if we see two gentlemen show up, then it's the father's friend. A lady, of course, will be the mother. And if we have two ladies show up, then it's the mother's friend. And somebody who's become very suspect at the top of the suspect list is the housekeeper, and she's a female. And I'm telling the deck, and I've designated the dog as her brother. Okay, so the dog is her brother. Of course, the lady um, will be her mother. If we have two ladies on there, then it's her mother's friend, and the gentleman will be her father, and two men on there will be her father's friend. I believe the person who did this knew the house. It's a very convoluted, weird house, to be honest. And you'd have to know where Jonbenet was, which was her bedroom. So that's why I'm saying it's somebody they knew. And I think that the brother and the mother knew who this person was and never came forward to it. I'm wondering if the brother saw something, and uh, that's why I think everybody gets the vibe from the brother. And so I'm not saying the cards were wrong. I'm not saying my initial reading was wrong. I'm saying that they knew something, but they didn't say anything for whatever reason. So let's go. Who killed Jonbenet? Who killed Jonbenet? Who killed Jonbenet? Also, I'm going to designate the star as Jonbenet. The star is actually Jonbenet because she lives amongst the stars now. And she was a little star. All right. Who killed Jonbenet? Okay. Cross. There she is. There she is. Rider. So somebody who came into the house. I'm going to have to back this up so we get them all in. Mice. There's the loss. Child. Paths. Bouquet. Bouquet on cross is actually a funeral. When you think about it, you bring a bouquet of flowers. Whip. Gentleman. There's the dad. So the dad has shown up. Dog. There. I guess you could even say the child is Jonbenet herself. And there's the brother. The brother and the father have shown up. Stork. Change. Gentleman. And look, they're both going this way. And the brother is right beside the other gentleman. Anchor. I think the house, there's the house. There's the house. I think my feeling about the house being so convoluted, and I didn't realize how convoluted it was until I saw the Netflix documentary. The mother did not show up here at all. But you know what did? The father, the father's friend, and the brother. So did the brother, I want to show you something. Did the brother see the man who took his sister away. This man has left the area. So it's somebody who has moved away. Look at their backs are towards each other. The father doesn't want to believe what the brother has to say about this person. This person has left the building. So it is somebody so my instincts that the brother knew something and was covering it up is correct. Look at this, the mice and the child and the dog. I specifically said the brother is the dog. Now, we don't have the star on here, but we do have the child. And now I'm thinking, yeah, that's a little blonde girl. Look at that. And the child is holding a bag, and the father has a bag and is leaving. I think that and there's a lot of weird things going on between the father and the son. The son knows exactly who did it. The son does. And for some reason, they're covering up this person. For some reason, they're covering up this person. The father, look at this look at the message here. The father knows the message, but look at the crossroads next to the whip and the loss and the anchor. There's something here the father is ignoring, this cross that he has to bear. Look at this. There's something here the father knows. There's something here the father knows the son actually saw, but this guy is long gone. I think the brother knew exactly who that was. And this is the cross that they both must bear. And it's actually taken away a lot of their happiness. I don't think these two have a very good relationship. I think that there's definitely some kind of secret. Here's the death of the child, right here. Interesting, this whip came and she actually had something around her neck. Here's the death of the child is here. It's on the cards. The brother saw something. So my initial, so in some respects, when you see something and you don't say something, you're just as guilty. That you aren't bringing the person who has done this to justice. Now, I told you before, I shuffled. If it was two gentlemen, it's the father's friend. Two ladies, it's the mother's friend. And the dog is the son. And look at that, showed right up. Now, there's we have to remember there was some DNA on her panties. And there was, some indications that this child was being taken advantage of. And we have to wonder, who is the man? Who is the man? Why is the father not coming forward? There's the message. There's the rider right over top of her father. And he is of two minds. And why is that? Now, one of the things we don't have on here is money. So what other kind of exchange is there? This man is long gone. He left. He left the area right away. So that would be a clue who it is. It's also somebody who's familiar that the son would recognize. It would be somebody who would be familiar with the house. Definitely the house is a big clue. Is it the window that was open, or was that staged to make it look like it was somebody who um, broke into the house. I think it was somebody she was very familiar with. Um, I think part of this bouquet is um, is her as well. Like she was just she looked like such a happy girl, so pretty, that kind of thing. Now look at the cards that I accidentally touched and want to show. So we have the house, we have the mountain. Now they lived in Colorado. So the house and the mountain is the house is the obstacle. The bear, there's the mother. There's the mother, the clouds, the anxiety, and the moon. And the moon. Um, was the father worried that his fortunes would be gone if the truth came out about who actually did this and how he knew that person? If the son recognized that person, you better be sure that the father recognized that person. I think that person was in the house. That's why the house showed up. Remember, they were out for dinner, Christmas Eve, was it? They were out for dinner. And so did the other couple or who they were out with come back to the house? You know, we put the kids to bed, sit down, have a few adult beverages. I think it was somebody in the house. He didn't have to break in. He was already in the house. I think this all had to do with the high society in where they lived. I think this had to do with the father's place. I mean, he was the president of the company, the graphics company, um, and also the moon in Lenormand, his career. So, is it somebody that he worked with? We aren't getting much about the mother here at all. This was this is definitely somebody that was really anchored into the family. This was somebody who was very well aware of the house. The obstacle here was the mother. The obstacle was the mother. And this really turns things. So it's not the housekeeper. Some people are saying it's the housekeeper. No, then we would have the lady show up, and it's not. It's the one of the father's friends. I think it was somebody the father worked with. It's somebody that left the area shortly thereafter, and wherever they went, they stabilized there. Um, the son knows who it is. I wonder if one of these days, if when the father passes away, if the son will come out and say who it is. It's definitely somebody who was in the house that night. Nobody broke into the house. Nobody broke into the house. I think Jonbenet saw it. That's why I'm saying they all went to the house and the children went to bed and the adults stayed and played whatever, adults, it's Christmas. Sit down, have a drink. I've got some snacks here for us. And the mother was the obstacle, though. So did they have to wait until she went to bed? Right? We have to remember they were getting ready to fly out the next day. So was she the obstacle in the fact that, oh, I've got to pack and I've got to do this and I've got to do that? And it created a little bit of anxiety until she also went to bed. That'd be interesting to know if the father went to bed after the mother did. I don't think the father actually had anything to do with the actual death. I think it's just that he knows who did it, and he knows the son knows who did it, And I'm thinking that's a huge secret in the family. I honestly do. And it has something to do with the standing in his business. Now he's in his 80s. I don't see why he couldn't say something about this other person who skated away. I'm wondering if they know something like insider trading, right? We a lot of people we don't you can't automatically think somebody up in the C-suite is innocent. You can't automatically think that they're guilty, but there are things that people do to get up there, and we have to wonder if this person that he worked with knows something that maybe perhaps other people don't know, because we do have the anchor here, so that's information that kind of sticks to you, especially the rider with the anchor and the stork and the path. So it's two pieces of information that could change. It could change something, but it's definitely very truthful information. It's something that sticks with somebody. So was he having an affair with somebody at work? um, and this guy knew about it. Or maybe this guy, who knows? Who knows? But the mother was the obstacle. The mother bear was creating some anxiety for this one. But whoever it was who flew away quite shortly after, that's who it is. It's somebody you worked with, and it's somebody who moved away afterwards. And the son knows, saw something. He knows, he's right beside the guy. He saw something. He saw something about the loss of his sister. Interesting, the star didn't come up, and it makes me wonder if she has since reincarnated. Not saying she's Katy Perry. We did that reading. That's why I'm wondering if she's since reincarnated, because she's no longer up in the stars. She has come back. So that's why she's showing up as the child that we're talking about. Well, there you go, internet sleuths. Who was somebody who was in the house, who worked with the father, and who moved away quickly thereafter? And also, who did the brother know? Um, there you go. There's your answer. All right. So, go ahead and look for. I'll try and put a link to that. The first Jonbenet one I did with is Jonbenet Katy Perry, and if anything, just look how close they look alike, quite a bit. It's actually kind of freaky how much they look alike, and we would know what Jonbenet would look like if she was able to live out her full lifetime. All right. Please take good care. Thank you for spending this time with me. See you online. Bye for now.